What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Trash Film Home Video, and today we're going to be talking about the Vinegar Syndrome box set. I guess it would be a box set of Scanner Cop and Scanner Cop 2. So as you can see, it comes in this like rigid, hard box, and you've got artwork for the original, or the first Scanner Cop, and then artwork for the second Scanner Cop. And then you pull them out, and they have their own Vinegar Syndrome slips. And this is I believe, the VHS art that was on it. And that's the back of that. And then these are obviously 4K UHD Blu Rays. It comes with also a Blu Ray. If you don't have 4K, you can buy this and still have the Blu Ray. So, and then there is Scanner Cop 2 with its slip and the back of it there. And that is, now you can reverse the art, and you can have this art or this art. I actually like this art better, so I kept that in there. So yeah, both 4K. And can we just, honestly, first of all, these alone would have been fantastic, but that this comes like this. Vinegar Syndrome is knocking it out of the park again with the packaging. This is just absolutely beautiful. It's just gorgeous. So let's talk about the movies for a little bit. So let's go with the first one here, Scanner Cop. Now, Scanner Cop is in the Scanners universe. So it's like basically after Scanners Part 3. So you had Scanners, David Cronenberg's Scanners, then you had Scanners 2, you had Scanners 3, then you have Scanner Cop and Scanner Cop 2. Scanner Cop and Scanner Cop 2, yes, they're in the same universe, but you don't need to watch really any of the others. I guess you should know what a scanner is, even though they kind of explain it in this. But basically, a scanner is someone who they scan you, they read your mind, they can make you do things, and then of course, obviously, if there's enough, if they focus enough, they can make your head explode, like in the original Scanners. Even if you haven't seen Scanners, you've seen that scene, or you've seen images of that scene. It's a very famous scene. But in Scanner Cop, the original Scanner Cop 1, we're following a guy who, when he was a kid, his dad, also a scanner, stopped taking his ephemeral. And ephemeral is a medication that kind of helps tamper down the scanning. Because if you don't take it, then you're going to hear all kinds of different voices from all over. You're going to hear people down the street. And it can drive you insane. At least in this film, a lot of the people that don't take ephemeral end up going insane. Well, our character and his father, they're living in it looks to be a hotel room, but they're not. They're down on their luck. His dad's been out of his medication for 4 days. He's really starting to feel the kookiness. And what ends up happening, I don't want to give away too much, but a police officer that has responded to this disturbance call ends up taking, he kidnaps the kid. Let's not get it wrong. He kidnaps this kid. Kidnaps as in, it's not something you could do as a cop. Take a kid home and he's yours now. It doesn't work that way. But suspension of disbelief. Cop takes the kid home, grows up, he becomes a police officer himself. Now, he has been taking his ephemeral, so he hasn't been scanning people. It tampers it all down, so you don't hear any voices. So for you to actually use your scanning abilities, you got to get off of ephemeral. You got to stop taking it, or stop taking it at least for a little while. So as the course of the film goes on, we learn that there is someone basically implanting images into random people. Some of them random, some of them not so random, and making them, when they see a police officer, they see something else. So, one lady saw a big bug because she's afraid of bugs. Someone saw like a demon kind of looking thing. Majority of them monsters. The first one, not a monster, definitely wouldn't be in a movie today. We'll just say that. So his father, the commander of the police department, asks him if he will help, and meaning stop taking his ephemeral and scan to see if he can help out with the case. I'm not going to say, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it. Basically, we've got a scanner cop who is helping the police department find who is basically killing police. That's basically what's happening. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I had never seen it before. And it's a lot of fun. It's well acted. It's a direct-to-video 90s sci-fi action horror film. So, it feels like a 90s direct-to-video sci-fi action horror film. But that being said, still very, very entertaining. Like I said, acting is great. The special effects were really top-notch. Especially, it's kind of surprising for a movie like this that probably didn't have a very big budget. The effects are really great. Interesting story. I thought it was a pretty interesting story. There were moments where I would be getting super into it, and then something would just sort of take me out that was kind of silly. Like, there's a scene where he comes upon a woman who's being attacked, and he sort of throws this guy across a parking lot with his mind. So but he does like 3 or 4 flips before he hits like a light post, and just the way it was done, it made me laugh so hard, because he head over heels, like woof, 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 bam, and he hits this thing. Super funny. So there's like, it'll be really enthralling for a minute, and then it'll get kind of goofy, which, it's a direct-to-video, movie from the 90s. It's going to be goofy from time to time. Our villain is played by Richard Lynch, the amazing Richard Lynch. I love seeing Richard Lynch in almost anything. I will say, though, that in this movie, Richard Lynch kind of plays it like a supervillain almost. And it's kind of goofy. It's very, he has like a sidekick as well. This girl, they were giving me very, very big Boris and Natasha vibes from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Like, she's always dressed in black, and their stuff is pretty goofy. I don't know. I really wish it would have been like he was a hardcore, he was scary. He wasn't. It was like, I'll get the scanner cop. I don't know. It's just the way it came off to me. But all in all, a very interesting movie. I highly enjoyed it. And the other thing I want to say about this disc is that everything on this disc is entertaining. Absolutely everything. The little documentary that comes on this, it's a 2-parter, so you get part 1 on this disc, and you get part 2 on the Scanner Cop 2 disc. It's very produced. It's done by Elijah Drenner, who does a lot of special features for a lot of different companies. Very, very cool, very, very entertaining. The other thing that we get on here is a commentary with the We Hate Movies podcast, which is basically, it's basically a Mystery Science Theater type of thing, a riff tracks kind of thing. You know, it's very funny, extremely entertaining. I hope and I pray that Vinegar Syndrome gets these guys to do a lot more commentaries. I was hoping that they were going to be on the second Scanner Cop. Unfortunately, they're not. It's commentary with the director. Hilarious. I loved the commentary. It was so funny. They were so funny. And they also peppered in some information. They're not dummies. Like, they know movies. You can tell. But it's definitely more of a group of people getting together to kind of like riff. It's like riff, like I said, it's like riff tracks or Mystery Science Theater. And then the most amazing feature on this disc is the promotional stuff from VHS that they grabbed right off of VHS. The beginning portion is the Scanner Cop trailer. And then after that, it is basically a sales pitch to video store owners. Why you should buy Scanner Cop to put in your store to rent to people. If you buy 3 Scanner Cops, we're going to give you 2 copies of Scanners Part 3. And then there's a portion where they literally give you selling tips. They're like, grab a siren, put it at the front, randomly pull the siren off. And then when people come up and ask, oh, what's the siren for? You go, oh, you asked, so you get half off your rental of Scanner Cop. Things like that. Unbelievable. Like, super, like, it's like a piece of history, video store history on here. And I thought that was so cool. It's one of my favorite things I've seen on a disc, period, as a special feature. Period. So that's Scanner Cop 1. Lot of fun. Scanner Cop 2. This actually stars, if this guy is an amazing villain. Fantastic villain. If you've seen Death Warrant, he plays the serial killer in that. I'm pretty sure he's in the Vinegar Syndrome release of The Cellar. But in Scanner Cop 2, we get the same guy playing the Scanner Cop, Daniel Quinn, which is great. I enjoyed him. I liked him as Scanner Cop, as the Scanner Cop. I liked him. It's a pretty good actor. And unfortunately, he's not around anymore, so he's not on any of the discs. They didn't talk about, I'm not sure how he passed. I don't know when he passed, but he's no longer with us. But in this, we get him, and he's also a scanner, but he's like evil scanner. And what he does is he sucks the life force out of scanners. He gains more power by literally eating their life force, basically. And they like shrivel and melt in front of you. I think that's the difference between the original Scanner Cop and this one. Is this one feels a little bit more, I guess, serious in a way, just because the villain, unfortunately for me, the villain in this, and what is his name? Patrick Kilpatrick. I think he does a much better job of being a villain than Richard Lynch in the original. And I don't think that that's saying anything bad about Richard Lynch. I love Richard Lynch. I just think that probably in the script it was tailored that way in the original. He had like a layer and everything. I mean, you could tell that that's what they were going for. They were going for that kind of comic booky, like evil supervillain kind of thing. This is not that. He's very serious. He does an amazing job as an actor in this film. He's a very frightening villain. But yeah, basically that's the story, is that there's this kind of crazy scanner out there. He's killing scanners, and our Scanner Cop has to find and stop him. A lot of people like Scanner Cop 2 more than Scanner Cop 1. I actually enjoyed the original Scanner Cop more. I think that this is probably a better movie as a whole. There's a lot more special effects work in this. A lot of really good special effects work, again, in this. But I found my mind wandering a little bit during this one, where I was kind of fully in on this one. And that's just my personal opinion. On this one, we get the second part of the documentary about the two films, which is, the first part focuses on Scanner Cop, second part focuses on Scanner Cop 2. And then we get a commentary with the director, and that's pretty much it for this release. Now, the special features on each of these are going to be on the Blu Rays. And so if you're looking for those special features when you've got the 4K in, you gotta put the Blu Ray in, which is not a big deal. I don't care. And I will say this: the audio or the video quality on these 4Ks is really good. And a lot of times, sometimes when I put in a 4K, I don't really notice a whole lot of difference. Well, in this one, when I put in the special features to watch the documentary, I decided, let me pop this commentary on real quick and see what it's like, because I didn't know. We Hate Movies, I didn't know what that was. In the image quality, you can tell a difference. This one, you can actually tell a difference from the 4K to the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray looks bad, but there is a difference. It just has more of the colors pop. It's just got a little more oomph. I don't know how else to put it. Now, I didn't watch the commentary for the second one, but I'm sure it's probably the same situation. Overall, I think that this is an amazing set from Vinegar Syndrome. From top to bottom, features, the scans, the transfers, the packaging, the audio. The audio sounds amazing on this. I don't think a lot of people give Vinegar Syndrome enough credit, but they're doing something when all of their discs sound amazing. Even the ones that are like mono tracks, like, it sounds great. And these were stereo mixes, so it's not like this isn't DTS 5.1 surround, like, it's not. And I have a surround system. These sound and look unbelievable. And the fact that these two straight-to-video 90s movies are getting this kind of treatment. This is my favorite thing. Now, I've got a whole stack of other Vinegar Syndrome things to watch over there that I haven't gotten to yet. But so far, this is my favorite Vinegar Syndrome release of the year. It may be, so far, my favorite release, period, of the year. If you like scanners, if you like police movies, if you like science fiction horror, if you like effects films, I'm telling you, pick it up. The movies are very entertaining. The discs look and sound amazing. They both have great special features on them. Right now you can't buy, I don't think you can buy any Vinegar Syndrome. You can only buy partner stuff for this month. So when the site comes back up in July, or whenever they put their regular stuff on there, I highly, highly recommend picking this up. If there's nothing else from the sale, pick this up. Yeah, fantastic release from Vinegar Syndrome. Absolutely great. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Probably will end up reviewing one or more of the other Vinegar Syndrome titles I picked up. Yeah, and let's see. Is there anything else housekeeping wise? Nope. We'll just leave it all up to surprise. So, again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.